So we will start with our lesson. Yes, students, I welcome you all for this Brian Mumbai Municipal Corporation online education English medium. So I am here by myself, Jayashree Jaiswal. I am from Chinchauli Ampias, that is in Malad West. As I am hereby to teach you the subject Science 2, and from that, my topic is life processes. As students, up till now, you have seen many topics from this lesson, just like as transportation in plants. Then you have seen the excretion process in plants and animals. So, and after that, you have seen that excretion in human beings. So, students, now today my topic is coordination. So, we will see further. Yes, as the topic suggests, that response to changing environment. As students, you all are knowing first that what is environment? Environment is our nature and how our body reacts to the changes occurring in the environment. Yes, as if feel. See, in this picture, what we are able to see that it is a sunny day, as if it is a summer season. And when it is a summer season and it is a hot day, we feel very tired and we feel so thirsty. Yes. And in this season, our frequency of urination is also becoming less. So, what is the reason behind this? It is that as the changes occurs in the environment, our body also starts sweating and it starts to maintain the temperature of our body. So in this, our body is needing much more amount of water. For this purpose, we feel thirsty. So our frequency of urination is also less. Yes, this occurs during summer season or when it is a hot day. See in this picture, a boy is wearing sweaters. This mentions that this mentions that our environment is changed to a cold climate. And in this season, we don't feel thirsty, but we feel hungry. Why? Because in this season, we need or our body needs heat. And from food, we get what? Heat. So, in this season, our frequency of urination slowly start increasing. Why? Because our body do not need water. Our body needs heat. Yes. So in winter, we feel less thirsty, amount of sweating is also less, and our body starts shivering due to cold. So from this, what we understand that humans can respond to changes in their surroundings due to nervous control. From the word nervous, it is related to our brain. Yes, students. So the changes occurring in our environment, this is said to be as a stimuli, and this, when it is getting to our body, these impulses are generated in the human body, and in according to or with these changes in the surrounding, impulses are generated and our body starts working according to this impulses or the informations which we are getting from the environment. Yes, students. Now we are moving further to the topic control and coordination. See, for this, so that I can explain you the things very clearly, I have set some pictures here. See, in this picture, this group of boys are performing some task. They are doing one activity. Yes, they are skipping. Yeah, and they are in the pyramid form. Yeah. So see there how much coordination is there in between them. All are jumping at a proper time. This is said to be as a coordination. If someone has done mistake, means all the activity will be disturbed. So what is said to be as a control and coordination? There is a definition that systematic regulation of different processes can be called as control. Yes, systematic regulation of different processes can be called as control, and bringing about the different processes in the proper sequence can be called as coordination. Systematic regulation is a control, but bringing about these different processes in a proper sequence can be called as coordination. Yes, students, now you are clear what is control and coordination. So, see the activity. If any activity in the body is to be completed successfully, proper coordination between different systems and organs participating at different steps of that activity is necessary. Just now see the live example as I am teaching you from here and you are listening to me. Yes. So this thing is going on in our body. We are not asking our body to listen, or I am not saying to my body to teach, but it's a coordination between our body. Yes. Our brain is giving commanding. Yes. So this type of coordination and control is needed. Okay, students? But if due to lack of coordination or some other factor, there is a confusion at any step, the activity may not get completed. Suppose if we are taking this online teaching exams or sessions, if there is network issue, what will happen? We are not able to reach you. This type of what? Lack of coordination is there if in our body, then only a confusion will be occur and the activity will not be completed. Yes, students? So, there needs to be a proper coordination between internal activities of the body resulting from the various factors like body temperature, water level, enzyme level, etc. or stimuli arising in the surrounding environment. A simple example, whenever we see the sour means vegetables or anything, if suppose we are seeing imli or lemon, what happens? First reaction what we get, we feel so what, a saliva start arising in our mouth. It's a stimuli, it's a impulses that our brain is going giving this to our sensory organs. Okay, sensory organs, when we will touch this lemon to our tongue, then our duty or its functioning will be start. But the after seeing only, when this coordination and when this it starts, it is said to be as a coordination. Yes, but to maintain all this body temperature at a proper level, or as we are knowing, our body is made up of 70% water, means we are having blood and all. For this purpose, who is controlling? And for this, what is there, do you know? Proper coordination between various systems of an organism help to maintain a state of equilibrium is called as a homeostasis, which is necessary for the optimal efficiency of the body. In a general or in a common term, to maintain a state of level or equality in our body, it is called as a homeostasis. So what is the definition? Proper coordination between various systems of an organism helps to maintain a state of equilibrium is called as homeostasis, which is necessary for the optimal efficiency of the body. So students, I think so you are knowing what is the definition and what is the concept behind control and coordination. Now we will move further. So this coordination is not only in our human beings, it is seen in plants also. But plants do not have systems like the nervous system or the muscular system of the animals. So what is the question? Then how do plant brings about movements? Yes, so in plants, movements are mainly in the form of responses given to the stimuli. Stimuli, you are knowing what is the responses and what is the affections, that the nature changes. What does the plants need? How it grew? Due to what are the compulsory things which plants needed to grow or to anything? It is water, sunlight, soil. Yes. So see the next picture now. See, observe the following figures carefully. See the first picture. It is a picture of a pollen tube growing towards the ovule. See at the top, there is a pollen grain. But how can pollen grain reach to ovule? See how the pollen tube is going diverting towards the pollen tube. So in the plants, there is one definition how it is defined. See, the movement or the growth of any part of a plant in response to an external stimulus is called as a tropism or a tropic movement. What do you understand from this? If a part of a plant is showing movement or showing growth in response to what? External stimulus, means external means our environment, then it is said to be as a tropism or a tropic movement. So in the first case, when the pollen tube is growing towards the ovule, it is said to be as a chemotropic movement. Why it is said to be as a chemotropic movement? Because it is defined like that movement shown by the plants in response to specific chemicals is called as chemotropic movement. And for this, what is the example? This one, that the growth of pollen tube towards the ovule, some enzymes are secreting there, that's why this is said to be as or chemicals are secreting, that's why it is said to be as a chemotropic movement. Now see the second picture. See, the plant is moving towards the sun. It means what? The growth is towards the light. Yes. So it is said to be as a which movement? It is said to be as a phototropic movement. Why? Because the shoot system of any plants responds to the light stimuli, that is, it grows towards the source of light. This, the movement shown by the plants towards the source of light is called as a phototropic movement. What it is? Phototropic movement, or it is a phototropic response. Now see the next picture. It is an example of a climber. And as we are knowing, in climbers there are tendrils, and these tendrils of the climbers are very sensitive to touch. Yes. Why? Because a hormone auxin is produced in their apical part, means at the tip of the shoots, so that they can enlarge their cells. And this example shows the thigmatropic response. So it is said to be as a thigmatropic movement. Yes, students. So all these above mentioned movements of plants are related with growth. Hence, all such movements are collectively called as growth relevant movements. So that growth relevant movements. This means what? This movement is related to the growth of a plant. Now see the next. These things I have explained, that movement or growth of any part of plant is response to an external stimulus is called as a tropism or a tropic movement, and I have explained that what is phototropic movement and what is chemotropic movement. Now see these pictures. See the first picture. It is what? Which plant? It is a touch me not plant. Yes, students, you have seen it. Yes. So whenever we touch these leaves, what happens? They got closer to each other. Why? So on when we will see, or when we are doing a careful observation, it is seen that in plants like touch me not, and its name is mimosa, movement also occurs at the places other than where it has been touched. Means if when we are touching to one point, but it is shown in all the parts. But how it can be possible? There is no nervous system, there is no muscular system, but hence we can infer that information about the touch must have been relayed within the plant from one place to another. But how? Because plant use electrochemical impulses for transfer of information from one place to another. And how we can see that? Plant cells changes their shape by increasing or decreasing their water content, and thereby bring about the movements of the plants. But students, you can say that here there is no growth. So this type of movement is said to be as a growth irrelevant movement. Before what we have seen, growth relevant movement. So this plants are showing growth irrelevant movements, means what? These movements are not according to the growth. See, then the second picture is on Venus fly trap. Means what does this plant do? It, what does this do? There is a trap that appears and smells like flowers, this plant, huh? And it deceives insects. When an insect visits that flower like trap, the trap closes up and trapped insect is digested by the plant. So this is also done by the plant system only, and this is all due to the electrochemical impulses which is generated in the plant also. The next picture is lotus flower. As we are knowing, it opens only during the daytime. Yes, and some flowers like tuberose, they are opening at night. What is this? This is also the impulses? Yes or no? Yes. And at last, it is a balsam. It is a ripened fruit, and it at the right time only it disperses the seeds. No, otherwise, what happens? Mostly the seeds can be dispersed at any time, but this plant only at the correct time only it disperses its what? Seeds. Yes, up till here you understood. We have taken in the coordination in the plants. Now our next topic is coordination in human being. As we all are knowing, students, that, sorry, as we are knowing, students, that different processes go on simultaneously in the human body. All these processes need to be efficiently and effectively controlled and coordinated. This is done with the help of two systems. In human beings, this is done with the help of two systems. So what is the first one? See, what is the first one? It is a nervous control. What it is? It is a nervous control. Now, what do you mean by nervous control? Here, in our body, this nervous control is done by the brain, then spinal cord, and the nerves which is spreaded all over the body. This control is done by the nervous control. Which parts are included in this? Brain, spinal cord, and nerves which is spreaded all over the body. What is the second one? Second one is the chemical control. Chemical control, see in this picture, we are having in our body various glands. Yes, various systems. If suppose, if we are taking an example of digestive system, we are having the digestive glands, then gastric glands, and in our body, if we want, if our body is growing, It is due to the pituitary glands, which enzymes are secreted by them. Due to this, our body is showing growth. So this is a chemical control which is done by the different systems and by the glands. Okay. So now we will see in brief about the nervous control. Now what is nervous control? Nervous control plays the important role of empowering the body cells with the ability to respond to these impulses. Means what? If we are taking some things in our mind, and when we are responding to this, it is said to be, and it is done by the nervous control only. And this ability depends upon the complexity of an organization in the organism's body structure. As we are knowing, in our science or in our systems, what we have seen, there are unicellular organisms, multicellular organisms. When we see this picture, as this picture is of amoeba and it is a unicellular organ, yeah, organism. But here there is no nervous system. There is no nervous system, and all the things which is to be done by the nervous system in our human body, it is done by this a single cell. For what? For sustaining his life. Its life. Yes, students. So unicellular organisms or animals like the amoeba do not have a nervous system which produce such impulses and responses. But then also the things are going on in this amoeba as to sustain their life. Yes. Now, but see these example of a human. This is a multicellular organism. For example, human and human being have a nervous system which respond to the stimuli. Yes, which respond to stimuli. Due to what? Due to the nerves which we are seeing. Due to the nerves which we are seeing. See this picture. This picture is of neuron. So what it is? Control and coordination is brought about with the help of a special type of cells called nerve cells. So what is nerve cells and what it is, you will see here. Now what is the structure of neuron? Nerve cells is also said to be as a neurons. Now what is a neuron? See this picture. This is a picture of neuron. Now we will go slowly, you will be knowing how is the structural form, how it is. Yes, now see. Special types of cells which conduct impulses from one place to another in the body are called as neurons. Learn this definition, students. Yes, special types of cells which conduct impulses from one place to another in the body are called neurons. Yes, neurons are the structural and the functional units of the nervous system. These are the main units of the nervous system, structural also and functional also. Then neurons are composed of dendrites, cell body and the axon. So what is this? What is this? First, see this arrow, what it is? This is showing dendrites. What it is? It is a dendrites. It's look like the branches. So it is a dendrites. Yes, what it is? It is dendrites. After that, this body. See this oval shape. It is said to be as a cell body where all the genetic material is there, nucleus is there. Yes, it is said to be as a cell body. What it is? Cell body. Then this pipeline ligament it is having cytoplasm in it, and it is said to be as an axon. What it is? It is axon. Okay. And see the last point, this one, this is last like a funnel, and it is said to be as a what? Axon terminal. What it is? Axon terminal. Yes, students, now see this gap. You are seeing this gap? Yes. And this one is the another neuron. This whole part is the single neuron. After that, there is the starting of the second neuron. But see, in this two neurons, there is a gap. See, there is a gap. So it is said to be as, and it is called as synapse. What it is? It is called as a synapse. Understood up till here? Now we will see further. This now cells, they are largest cells in the human body, may measure up to a few meters in length. It will be. Why? Because the nerve cells are present in all over the body. So it's they are measuring up till few meters in length. Now, but these nerve cells have the ability to generate and conduct electrochemical impulses. What is the ability of the nerve cells? That they can generate and conduct electrochemical impulses. Now see, the cells that support the nerve cells and help in their functioning are called as neuroglia. Now what are the neuroglia? This red one. What? This red one portions, this red one structures are called as a neuroglia, and this helps these are the supportive systems to the nerve cells. Yes, students? Now, this nerve cells and neuroglial cells together form the nerves. Nerve cells and the neuroglial cells together form the nerves. Up till here, you understanding what I am teaching you? Yes. And all this information about our surrounding is collected by the end of the dendrites. This portion of dendrites, what is its duty? What is its function? It's that it has to collect all the informations about the surrounding from the surrounding, and then it will pass to the cell body. Yes. Now we will see the brief process of this now. That is chemical process. Okay, once the information from the environment it is received from or receiving stimuli at dendrites, it is said to be as a what? It is said as receptor. What it is said to be as a receiving means it is a receptor. Okay, the first thing what is dendrite is doing, it take all the information, then what happens, it this electrical impulses is generated when the information is taken from the environment into dendrites, then the electrical impulse is generated, and then it is transferred to the cell body. And then what does this cell body do? It transferred this electrical impulses to axon, and after the axon it is sent to the funnel like shape to the terminal end of the axon, and this impulse when reaches to the terminal of an axon, it stimulates the nerve cells, it gives commands to what? To secrete certain chemicals, and that chemical is said to be as a neurotransmitter. What type of chemical? Its name is neurotransmitter. And this impulse is transferred to the next neuron. How it is done? Now see. And then what happens once it is transferred to the next neuron, then the effector organ will show the effect. Now we will see in this brief. Now see, in this picture, what happens? The information is taken by the dendrites. Then what happens? The electrical impulse is generated and transferred in the cell body. Then from here it is transferred to the axon. Then what does axon do? Axon goes into the terminal ends of the axon, and what command it gives? To secrete the chemical neurotransmitter. And then from here this chemical is released in between these two neurons, the gap that is synapse, and the impulse is sent to the next neuron, and this process is going on and going on. And then what we will see that this message is passed to the effective organ. Yes, understood up till here how this chemical process is done? Now see the diagrammatic presentation. You will understood from here. You will be understanding. Now see, this one is the portion of the first neuron and this portion is of the second neuron. There is a gap in between. It is said to be as a synapse. But the upper portion of this synapse is said to be as a presynaptic membrane. There is one membrane. It is said to be as a presynaptic membrane. Then the synapse to the below side with the membrane which is present, it is said to be as a postsynaptic membrane. Yes, the vesicles which are present here, what is that? They are having neurotransmitter, and as they get the command to secrete this, then when these vacuoles they are transmitted into the gap, that is synapse, and from there this impulse is sent to the next neuron. So this is the procedure how it is done. See, in this diagrammatic you can understand then the enzymes is secreted, the impulse is transferred in this way, the impulse is transferred to the next neuron. This up till here you understood what is the process, how the impulses are transferred from one neuron to the another neuron. Now what is the response to stimuli? What is the response to stimuli? How we can come to know that we are responding or our body is responding to the stimuli? See, when an action or a movement is to be brought about in the body, the work of the muscular tissue comes last in the sequence. The internal movements are going on, but when we want to show some response to others, in this case our muscular tissues start working, as so this muscular tissues are having their work at the last. So movement of muscle cells is also essential to bring about any activity. Yes students, so when cells contract to change their shape, movement occurs at cellular level, but muscle cells have the ability to change their shape due to a special type of protein. As these muscles are having some special types of protein, so they can contract and they can relax itself. Yes. Besides, due to the same protein cells become able to respond to the electrical impulses of nerve. From this, what we come to know that this muscle cells also have the power to respond to the electrical impulses coming from the nerves. Yes, thus we can say that nervous system consists of a well organized network of nerves which can conduct information in the form of electrical impulses from one part of the body to the other part of body. Now see in this picture, a baby girl is touching to the stove. Yes, but here, sorry, here there are three neurons. There are sensory neuron, interneuron, motor neuron. Here, as if the hands are going to the stove or that utensil which is very hot. As it touch, our sensory organs start working. As the skin touch that heat part, a stimuli or a message is formed and it is gone to the brain. Okay, all this gone to the first the sensory neuron. What is it does? It takes the message that it is hot and then it is sent to the, with the help of the nerve cells, it is sent to the brain that it is hot, and then this coordination or these impulses are sent to the motor neuron. Yes, how this motor neuron reacts? That as the brain gets the message that it is hot, a girl can pull its hands back. This shows that this activity or this response to stimuli shows that our body is responding to the stimuli. Yes? Yes or no? Yes. So whenever, see in the cricket, all the players are playing. But as if we see this player is seeing that a ball is coming to him, he runs. Yes. First of all, our sensory organs watch it, eyes. Then our legs run. And what happens? We, with the help of the hands, he catch the ball. It means what? This is the example to the response to the stimuli. Yes, students, this is the example of the response to the stimuli. But now there are, up till now you understood that there is nerve cells or the neurons, but there are different types of nerve cells also. According to their functions, nerve cells are classified into three types. Into three types. Now, what are they? See, the first one is sensory neurons. In the term only indicates sensory neurons means sensory neurons conduct impulses from sensory organs, that is to the brain and the spinal cord. What is the duty of the sensory neurons? To conduct impulses from the sensory organs to the brain and the spinal cord. Yes. Then second one, it is a motor neuron. Motor neurons conduct impulses from the brain or spinal cord to the effector organs like muscles or glands. What is the function of motor neuron? It has to conduct impulses from the brain and spinal cord, and it has to be sent to the effector organs like muscles or glands. This one is the second type. Now what is the third one? It is association neuron. Association neurons perform the function of integration in the nervous system. Integration or the association means the synchronization between sensory neuron and the motor neuron. Who is doing? Association neuron is doing. Okay. So what? Sensory neuron is to conduct impulses from the sensory organs to the brain and the spinal cord. Then motor neurons is to conduct impulses from the brain or spinal cord to the effector organ like muscles or glands. And then it is a association neuron who is bringing synchronization between sensory and motor neurons as the function of integration in the nervous system. So we will see this diagrammatic presentation. See the first thing, that is a sensory neuron. That is the neurons, what they brings impulses from the sensory organs. What are our sensory organs? Eyes, ears, nose, tongue and skin. So all the sensory organs, what they do? They conduct impulses. Yes, what they do? They take the impulses from the sensory organs and then they send it to the brain and the spinal cord. Now from here, where it will be done? Then this association neuron, that is interneuron. All this message is gone to the where? Brain and spinal cord. Then from here, these impulses are from this brain and spinal cord, they are sent to the where? Effector organs. Through what? Through the motor neuron. That is to the muscles. Yes. So from this, the reaction is given. Yes. One is receiver and second one is responser. Yes. Now see in this, from what is input and output. Whenever we see, suppose if we are observing that some sand particles are coming towards us, what this our sensory organs means, which sensory organ is working here? Our eyes. The eyes, what it will do? It will what it will take impulses from this, and directly what it will do? It will conduct this impulses to the sensory organs, to the brain and the spinal cord. With the help of this association neurons, this message is passed. And what does this motor neurons do? As an output, what we will do? We will close our eyes. We will shut our eyes. This is the work done from our muscles, that is the eyelashes. So this type of movements, this all type of movements is done with the help of this three sensory neurons. That is three types of nerve cells, not sensory neurons, three types of nerve cells and neurons. That is sensory neurons, motor neurons and association neurons. So students, up till here, I think so you will be getting me. So today what we have seen? We have seen the control and the coordination. So what is the control? The systematic regulation of different processes can be called as a control. And bringing about these different processes in a proper sequence, it is called as what? Coordination. Then one more thing we have seen, homeostasis. What it is? It is a proper coordination between various systems of an organism, help to maintain a state of equilibrium, and it is called as a homeostasis, which is very necessary for the optimal efficiency of the body. Then we have seen the coordination in plants, where we have seen the different terms: tropic movement, phototropic movement, hydrotropic movement, then chemotropic movement, and one more, the words or the movements related to growth. It is said to be as a growth relevant movements, and the movements which is not related or which do not lead to the plant's growth, it is said to be as a growth irrelevant movements. After this, we have seen the coordination in human beings, and this in this coordination, the two systems which help us are nervous control and the chemical control. So today we have seen the nervous control, and this nervous control, it is performed by the neurons or the nerve cells, which are very special type of nerves. Yes, and we have seen the process that how this stimuli or these impulses are passed from one neuron to the another neuron, and then we have seen the responses to the stimuli, and after that at last we have seen the types of nerve cells, that are sensory neuron, motor neuron, and association neuron. So students, in the next period, we will be saying the topic, the human nervous system. Okay. Now system, just now we have seen about the nervous cells. Now in the next period, tomorrow, we will be observing, or we will be saying the topic, human nervous system. So thank you students for listening and watching my lecture. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jayashree ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Welcome.